Lord Hari, he can be forgiven if he chants the holy name of the Lord, the holy name. But if one offends you, there is no salvation for him.
In your heart, Govinda is always resting. Sri Govinda himself said, my devotees are my life and soul.
I hope that in every birth I will obtain the dust of your lotus feet. Sri Narottam prays, please, O Vaishnava Goswami, be kind unto me.
So they also call him Vaishnava Goswami?
Yeah, well, anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a song and a general song.
Oh, okay.
To the Vaishnava.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Where that?
Oh. Jai Sripadika Shri Shri Guru Gaur Chandraju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giri Raj Govardhanju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Pari Brajakacharya Astater Sita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pari Brajakacharya Astater Sita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Shri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Caitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Dandavat. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Chita Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vidang Stam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Haribo. So today is the disappearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puripad. So today I think we should talk a little bit about Sri Madhavendra Puri, and of course we should. There's so much really about Madhavendra Puri is an exclusive type of servitor, exclusive Vaishnava. And so I guess we should start by describing the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya. You're all familiar with that. So Lord Brahma is the head or the origin of this particular Sampradaya. Then next, Brahma, then Narada, Vyas, then Madhva. Madhvacharya was directly instructed by Srila Vyasadeva. And he taught Shuddha Dvaita philosophy, meaning there is the pure conception of non-dualism. Anyway, I won't get into that too much. But going along this line came Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri changed the quality of this line of Vaishnava Siddhanta, Vaishnava philosophy. He was the sprout. You know, when you plant a seed, the first little thing that comes up is called a sprout. And Madhavendra Puri was the sprout of divine love of Krishna in the mood of the Braja Gopis. That was completely unknown in the line before that. And was the beginning or the dawning of the full manifestation of this in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri was the very, very famous verse where he's expressing the feelings of the Braja Gopis toward Krishna when he had left Vrindavan and was living in Mathura. And in this prayer, and he was always expressing this, that Dina Dayadanat. He's saying, you have gone Mathura Nath, you have gone to Mathura, now you're the Lord of Mathura. But do you not remember us? We don't know how to go on with our lives now. Do you have no mercy toward us? This kind of feelings were being expressed by Madhavendra Puri. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu later on repeated this verse many, many times. Saying, like when you grind sandalwood, the more you grind it, the more fragrance is coming. So this verse is so deep like that repeating this verse, the depth of the understanding, the sweetness, the aroma of this is coming out more and more. So this was the sprout of this divine conception, that the Aparakiya Ras, or the fact that Krishna is the absolute Lord of everything. He is not at all within any kind of religiosity. In the Sampradaya of the Four Kumars, Nimbarka Swami also said that the love between Radha and Krishna is the highest. But it is married love. And so beyond that is the fact that Krishna has no regulation like that. Nothing whatsoever. And that was introduced, and that was not introduced, that highest conclusion was given and shown by Mahaprabhu himself, who is Radha and Krishna in the mood of separation. Many, many things are there in this conception, and you guys can ask any questions you want. But this was begun, this was expressed by Sri Madhavendra Puri. And of course, Mahaprabhu, there are many, many stories about Madhavendra Puri. But to understand his position, we should realize something, that he was the guru of Nityananda Prabhu, the Supreme Lord, Baladev. Advaita Prabhu, who is Mahavishnu Sadashiva, and Pundarik Vijayanidhi, who is Vrishabhanuraj, the father of Radharani, and Ishwar Puri. And from Ishwar Puri, Mahaprabhu took his initiation to show the glory of that line. And so these are very wonderful things. Mahaprabhu is very careful and merciful to show us what is what, and always praising the position of Madhavendra Puri, and Nityananda Prabhu also, always praising the divine position of Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri also is accepted as the sannyasi who took Nityananda Prabhu from his home when he was only 12 years old. And they wandered around India together, all around India. Nityananda became the full disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And then, of course, Nityananda Prabhu went to Nandanacharya's house and hid there until Mahaprabhu found him there later on, and then joined with the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And Madhavendra Puri, before, he was an extreme renunciate. And he took initiation. He took sannyas. His name was Puri. Puri was, he took sannyas and then converted his guru to become a Vaishnava. But sannyas was generally given by the Mayavadis at that time. So this is a small point, but this was some question comes up, why is that, and so on and so on. But that's been understood. Just the same as Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, Keshava Bharati was also in the line of the Mayavadi line. But Keshava Bharati also became a great Vaishnava, influenced by his so-called disciple, Mahaprabhu. That's one explanation, or else he was hiding. He was already a Vaishnava and hiding in the form of a Mayavadi. So all these things are there. But Madhavendra Puri, when he came to Vrindavan, he wouldn't beg. Madhavendra Puri never begged. He had nothing and he didn't beg from anyone. If someone gave him something, then that's what he had. That was his nature. So he was just sitting and chanting and looking very thin, and very happy in chanting the holy name. And then a little boy came, gave him a pot of milk. He said, the ladies have seen you sitting here and looking very dry and hungry. So they sent me here with this milk. So you please take this milk and I'll come back later for the pot. And then Madhavendra Puri, of course, was chanting, took this milk. But the boy didn't come back. And then later, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. And this boy came and said, I'm the Lord of this place. And a long time ago, in order to protect me from the invasions of the demoniac invasion, I was hidden in the forest, and I've been there a long time waiting for you. So you please come and take me out of this forest. So Madhavendra Puri woke up and thought about this dream, and then he went to all the people around. Oh, Lord Gopal. He said, I'm Gopal, I'm the lifter of Govardhan Hill, and I'm waiting here in this forest for you for a long time, in the cold, in the rain, in the heat. So all the people came up. Of course, they're very full of love for Krishna, and they cut down the forest, cutting down and trying to find him. And then in a very thick place, the deity of Gopal was found. That deity, and then Madhavendra Puri's very big ceremony, bathed him so many ways with ghee and with what are we doing? And with rose water and sandalwood pulp and so many kinds of bathing. All the people in the whole area came, and they brought their offerings to give to Gopal. And then he was installed on Govardhan Hill. And so these are some of the pastimes of Madhavendra Puri. And then he got another dream that, oh, my body is still burning. So you please go and get some sandalwood. This Malayan sandalwood, and cool my body. So Madhavendra Puri put, of course, some good Brahmins in charge of the puja and taking care of Gopal. He walked and got this sandalwood, very heavy to carry. And then, but when he was returning, he came to a place called Remuna. And in that deity is named Gopinath. And while he was resting there, he saw that Gopinath is being offered some very nice sweet rice, looking very lovely. And he thought, oh, if I only knew how to make this, if I could just taste a little bit of this, then I will know how to make this for Gopal. But then immediately thought, I'm thinking of tasting something before it is offered to the Lord. Of course, that's not what he was thinking. But he's thinking that he's thinking this. And he became very unhappy. And he left the temple and he was sitting in the marketplace, meaning outside marketplace. Nobody's there. It's in the nighttime. And then the deity, Sri Gopinath, he gave a dream to the pujari. He said, wake up, wake up. I want you to give something to Madhavendra Puri. And the pujari woke up and he bathed and he came in. He said, and in the dream he said, underneath my skirt, you'll find some paramana. I stole it. That kheer, I stole that and I put it under my skirt. And I want you to give that to Madhavendra Puri. Go find him and give it to him. So that pujari comes around. Madhavendra Puri, where are you? Madhupuri, where are you? Where are you? Oh, I am here. Why are you searching for me? Oh, the Lord has stolen some kheer for you. That kheer that you wanted to take. Or he doesn't know that, but then that was given to Madhavendra Puri. And very happy, he took that prasadam, and then he broke the little clay pot that it was in, and he strung it, and he wore it. And every day he would take a little bit of that, eat a little bit of that. And he escaped quickly from Ramuna. But before that, he had another dream that you offer all this sandalwood to Gopinath, not necessary to carry this anymore to Vrindavan. You give that to him, offer that to him. So that sandalwood was offered to Sri Gopinath too. And then this other incident happened with the kheer. And so from then on, this deity was known as Kheer Chor Gopinath. Means the Gopinath who, Chor means thief. So he's the kheer thief. And so kheer means like sweet, boiled milk. And so anyways, Madhavendra Puri, many stories about Madhavendra Puri. But in the last part of his divine pastimes, he is showing this, he is revealing in the sound from his mouth, this divine feelings of pastimes of separation from the Lord by the Braja Gopis. And that became, and of course, Ishwar Puri, who later became the guru of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu needs no guru, he's the supreme guru. But to show don't forget to bathe, okay? To show the glories of this line, he is taking initiation from Ishwar Puri. And Ishwar Puri, in the end of Madhavendra Puri's pastimes, Ishwar Puri was always serving Madhavendra Puri in a very intimate way, as Madhavendra Puri was, becoming very weak, and he cleansed his body, urine and stool, and all these things that happen at the end of life. He became so exalted. And then there was another so-called disciple of Madhavendra Puri, whose name was Ramachandra Puri. And he came to Madhavendra Puri and said, why are you lamenting? You shouldn't be lamenting like this. He's lamenting out of separation from Krishna. He said, you should just realize you are Brahman. And Madhavendra Puri said, get out of here, be off. Kurumar says, be off. If I see your face when I die, then I will go to a horrible situation. And Ramachandra Puri became even critical of Mahaprabhu later on, criticizing him. Oh, I see some ants here, you are a sannyasi, blah, blah. But because he was the godbrother of his guru, Mahaprabhu always showed him respect and even followed his instructions, though they were foolish instructions. So I just to be Damodar Prabhu, don't forget about that rule, please.
What?
About bathing.
I did.
Hare Krishna. Okay. All right then. Very good. All right, so anyway, this is the disappearance day of Madhavendra Puri, and he was the sprout, again, of the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and not only the instructions, but enhancing this sampradaya and completely making it divinely the most glorious by revealing the divine prema of the Braja Gopis and Srimati Radharani. So it's very wonderful. And so today is his disappearance day, and we're all praying to him. He is, after Madhavendra Puri, and of course in our line, it comes, Ishwar Puri, and then Mahaprabhu, and Swarup Damodar, the six Goswamis, so many, and coming in our divine disciplic line to Srila Gurudev, Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji, Jagannath Das Babaji, Gaurkishore Das Babaji, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das, Gaurkishore Das Babaji. What did I say? Jagannath Das Babaji coming, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then of course Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, and Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak, Sri Haridev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. And then, of course, Srila Gurudev, and then Gurudev's followers at the present time. So we are super fortunate to be connected into the wondrous position of Sri Madhavendra Puri, and the mercy and affection and protection of such a personality. So we're always, bowing down, and this is his disappearance day. So Sri Madhavendra Puri, Tirbhav Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai. Hari Bol. All right. Any questions about that? Anything about that? And there's much more, actually. If usually on these days, on the Mott website, there will be many postings of talks, and articles, and so many things that you can read later on in the daytime. Very beautiful things directly from our gurus. Okay. So now we're going to read from Nabadwipa Dham Mahatmya. And this is the second day of, the second day of the parikrama.
Have you seen videos of the parikrama?
I've seen it. I just Braja Mohini sent some pictures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see them at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send them to you. Can you bring me the calendar so we can remember what today is? And today is Dvadashi here in Salt Lake City. Thank you.
My brain can't find it. It's somewhere.
Okay. So today is the parikrama of Prodamaya, Vriddha Shiva, Sri Vishnu Priya's deity of Sri Gauranga, Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir, Sri Koladweep, and other places, and the disappearance of Shripad Madhavendra Puri. All right, then. Hare Krishna. So here, we have stopped. We stopped in the middle of this chapter. We had so many questions yesterday. This is Journey to Vrindavan. And these now Sri Nityananda Prabhu has been answering the question about why some people who are living in Nabadwipa, or many people living so-called in Nabadwipa, are not experiencing love of God. So if one is going to Nabadwipa under the direction and protection, connection of the holy Vaishnava with the mood of service and worshipping of the holy Dham, then much can happen. But if one is only living there in a materialistic way or in some kind of, and has no object of pure devotional service, then is not going to be in touch with Navadvip Dham actually. They're like a coding. So as Nityananda Prabhu says, by the Lord's potency, that Holy Land is descended here in Navadvip Dham. Haribol Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribhajakacharya Jastatara Sita Sri Sriman Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. This is because Krishna's greatest desire is the deliverance of all souls. Since no material person or thing can be situated in that spiritual domain, a film of dull matter, of misconception, that dull matter, that film means misconception, serves as a protective coating to secure it from the materialists. Those who have no relationship with Sri Chaitanya may appear to live in the Dham, but actually they simply live above that covering, or outside of that covering. In other words, if you're thinking of that Dham as being like an ocean, then they're always above that ocean, not going in. But actually they simply live above that covering, blind to the real truth, the truth of that place. Just as a bee who sits outside of a jar of honey cannot taste the honey within by licking the glass jar, so a materialist can never taste the real sweetness within the holy Dham. Although one may think, I am in Navadvip, Prodamaya happily keeps the holy Dham far away from that person. If by some great fortune one receives the association of a devotee, he will soon develop a relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The relationship between the soul and the Supreme Godhead is a deep subject. And of course, we know some devotees who were born in Navadvip, and they came to the Mat, and they became very much wiser than those around them. But if by some, the relationship between the soul and the Supreme Godhead is a deep subject. O son of Balaba, it is a treasure that souls in bondage cannot easily understand. That treasure of the relationship with Mahaprabhu is something that those who are in bondage cannot understand that relationship. Even if one calls out the name of Sri Chaitanya with apparent affection, if that relationship is not genuine, one simply remains entangled in the material world. Such a person lives above the illusory coating of the Dham and never attains pure devotion. Such persons are pretenders who cheat themselves and others who are like them. They have no humility, but are full of pride and think themselves fully qualified as great souls. But it's only like a play. Like you can be in a play and play the part of, some great personality, but it's just a play. You don't become that personality. So they're imitating the devotees, but they have no intention of surrendering themselves to Mahaprabhu in any way, nor do they understand it. But it's a good business. And that is a very lucrative business in Navadvip, especially during certain festivals. But by the powerful mercy of the devotees, even such a fallen person can give up his pride and perform devotional service. One should think himself lower than a blade of grass, be more tolerant than a tree, and expect no respect for himself, but show respect to all others. Not so easy. Nobody's going, yeah, that's what I want to do. But, through surrender, we can find ourselves in a shelter which is beyond these false shelters of worldwide approval and all these things. When one is endowed with these four qualities and sings the glories of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally appears in his heart and establishes a relationship. Mahaprabhu will establish that. Who else can do that besides Mahaprabhu and his divine followers? There are 5 different kinds of relationships with Krishna. What are they? Shantaras, neutrality.
Dasiras.
Yes, servitude.
Sakyaras.
Friendship.
Vatsalyaras.
Parental affection and
Madhuraras.
yes, conjugal love. Good. By worshiping Sri Chaitanya in the mellows of neutrality and servitude, one gradually realizes the higher mellows of friendship, parenthood, and consorthood with Krishna. That is a very important point. We're not imagining ourselves in these other, we are worshiping the higher mellows, but we are trying to become servants, not any other idea at all for ourselves. This will be sahajism. What is that? Rishasta. Sorry, no, I'm just thinking. Sakyayame. Anyway, I forget it now. On the path of perfection in loving Krishna, different moods awaken. These moods develop into the predominating mellow in one's relationship with Krishna. Rashastu, Nityam Sakyayam. Anyway, I forget. Whoever makes a material distinction between Sri Chaitanya and Sri Krishna is vile and worthless and will never attain a relationship with Krishna. On the other hand, whoever possesses the divine qualities, beginning with humility, and accepts the association of devotees, will first worship Sri Chaitanya in Dasya, or a relationship of servitude. The devotee gradually perfects this Dasya worship of Sri Chaitanya, and it is in that mood that the devotees call Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, as Nityananda Prabhu was saying, he can call out the name of Chaitanya, but it won't make any difference because he does not consider himself a servant of Chaitanya. But when one is trying to cultivate his serving mood to the Mahaprabhu, gradually, through surrender and through practicing humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, and not wanting any honor, then that can develop properly in the proper line. And then he can call out the name of Mahaprabhu properly. Those who are trying to cultivate that. And he will call him Mahaprabhu. After this, if one develops to the standard of love of Godhead in the mood of Vrindavan, his worship of Sri Chaitanya becomes the worship of Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna have combined as one and descended as Sri Gauranga. The complete pastimes of Radha and Krishna are fully present in him. So their kirtan, the kirtan of Mahaprabhu with his servitors, this is all experience of divine rasa. It's not, we're practicing kirtan, but they are feeling this divine rasa. That's why their kirtan can go on for days. That's not the same. We are trying to develop servitude, the serving mood, and what will come from that, and trying to take shelter in the holy name in our different circumstances also. The complete pastimes of Radha and Krishna are fully present in him. After the serving mood reaches maturity in the heart of a living soul, the Vrindavan mellow naturally develops. At that time, the form of Gaur Hari and Nabadwipa becomes that of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, and the nectar of their eternal pastimes inundates the devotee. This is how a devotee enters into the eternal pastimes of Radha Krishna in Vrindavan, always by worshiping Mahaprabhu and his divine servitors, the Vaishnavas, in the mood of servitorship. Navadvipa and Vrindavan are one and the same, although each of them have transcendentally unique qualities. Materialists who are blind to spiritual life cannot see the deep relation between Navadvipa and Vrindavan, or how they are inconceivably one and different. Any question about that? The relationship of Vrindavan and Navadvipa has its roots in the deep relationship between Sri Krishna and Sri Caitanya, who are also at once equal but unique. When one develops a taste for the most exalted mellows of divine love, he can see Radha and Krishna within Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very soon, Rupa and Sanatan will teach you all these truths. Who's he speaking to? Yes, very good. O son of Ballava. So the Rupa and Sanatan are brothers, and their brother's name is Ballava. So Jiva is the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan. Very soon, Rupa and Sanatan will teach you all these truths, O son of Ballava. Now the Lord himself has given you the right to enter Vrindavan. The Lord personally instructed you to enter Vrindavan. Jai, Jai, Mahaprabhu, Jai, Giraju Ki Jai. So Jiva, do not delay any longer in going there. So Nityananda Prabhu is saying, Mahaprabhu wants you to go to Vrindavan now. You go, you have that right. You have earned that position. Saying this, the all-merciful Nityananda Prabhu placed his lotus feet on the head of Jiva Goswami, empowering him with divine potency. At that moment, Jiva Goswami, experiencing great ecstatic love of Godhead, swooned and remained unconscious for some time at Nityananda's feet. There in the courtyard of Srivas, the symptoms of ecstasy overwhelmed Jiva's body. He cried, "How unfortunate I am that I could not see the Lord's pastimes in Navadvipa." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes to free the souls bound in this material world. But because I did not see those activities, I am uselessly passing my days. So he's not thinking, wow, I got it made. Look at me, I'm going. He's not thinking that. These feelings of separation are always being expressed by the great souls. I am not that. I am not that thing. I am not qualified. I have no touch of love of Godhead.
Lily, can I ask a question about that? When we feel prideful about our actions, it's some sort of ego.
Someone can hear you, right?
We do something that gives us reputation, that gives us honor. We start talking about us. I did this.
Yeah.
In this way, I did this, I got this. This is mine. And then there's the other spectrum of this ego, which is I am bad, I did wrong, I'm a bad person. How is that different to how is the separation of I'm not qualified, I'm so low, I'm so fallen, different from from the
Well,
the negative ego.
material lamentation has no connection with divinity. It's just the negative side of enjoyment. And there may be some sincerity in that will help us in our progress also. We have to see where we are on the map. If you don't know where you are on a map, that map is useless to you, right? So we also are noticing our fallen position. But to lament is not progressive. It's an alternative to surrender. So we don't want to sit in a pool of lamentation either. We need to progress. I've done wrong, so what is my service now? Do I have any? Of course we do. We have to proceed in our spiritual life. Lamentation there's no progress there. Do you follow the difference? So we want to continue to serve and to progress and to come out of that thing which made us realize, oh, this thing is in me, it's very bad. This is bad. My Lord, you have shown this to me, and I bow down to that lesson. Now, how will I serve you? This is progressive. Surrender is not the same as that. Oh, there is no progress in that. We are in the process of Sharanagati. That is the essence of the teachings of Mahaprabhu, the teachings of our Guru Varga, and it is the essence of our practicing life. So whatever situation that comes, oh, I'm so weak, I cannot overcome this weakness. My Lord, look at me. You see me, and now you are showing me this weakness, but still I have it. But you are my only shelter. You are my shelter. You help me. Give me strength. And we're always praying to Gurudev. Give me strength. Give me faith. Let me be as you are without any ego or pride. We can pray, but the ego does not want to do that. The ego just wants to sit in a puddle of self, whatever it is. Do you follow? Because if we do that, the ego will die. This is our hesitation in surrender. Surrender will kill the ego. We can go on doing things, even in the temples or whatever, but without surrender, it's not going to kill the ego. It'll give some experience, some nice experience and so on. But that real ego can live. So it is very tempting to simply lament, because the ego is not in any way disturbed by that. Do you see? The ego is not getting killed by that lamentation. But surrender, now that's another thing. Do you follow? Do you?
Surrender is going to kill the ego.
Definitely. That's what we're doing. When we see our fault, our weakness, our this or that, it's not unusual. This is the material world. We can't expect anyone we know or ourselves to be free from faults. That's what that's what we're made of, basically. But we need to progress. But we need to progress leaving that behind. And the only way to do that is through surrender. The Lord can remove aham tvang sarva papebhyo. I can take all that from you. Mamekam sharanam, sharanagati. Surrender to me. I will take all that from you. I'll take all that pop. Pop means sinfulness. Ma shucha, I've got you. You have no need to worry. And we see, oh yes, no? Service. So, anyhow, we have to become the owner of seva. Not that, oh, I do this, and I do that, and I do that, and then I can forget about it. It is my responsibility. We have some responsibility, and we need to do it and feel that weight. And then if I cannot do it, I must arrange for someone else to manage it. That's ownership of seva is very, very a big, big, happy and secure position for us. So without lamentation, we will keep embracing that principle. Is that answering your question? And very important. The ego will die. You, under the influence of the ego, you will die physically rather than give up that ego. Sit in a pile of pain, or drink, or do whatever, but no surrender, because that will kill that ego. It will die. It will die. So don't give in to these tendencies of lamentation. We have to go forward. Lamentation's laughable. If you ever seen somebody make a mistake and they're like, oh, and you try to give them some comfort, no, you can learn how to do it better. No, because they don't want to learn it better. Progress is hard. Just sitting and lamenting, that's in the mode of ignorance. I think it was Srila Gurudev I heard say, the symptom of a Sudra is lamentation. Sudra means not quite, on the bottom rung of human consciousness. So we all have that, but we are going to give that up. That's just fake. It's not the real thing. In sincerity, we will improve and go on. Not lamenting. Lamenting serves whom? No one is served by that. Just a painful bunch of I'm not going forward. Is that right? It's a big, but I think we better put out the rest of these bins, because otherwise they will be so full we're not going to be able to. Hearing that Sri Jiva Goswami would soon be departing for Vrindavan, many devotees came to the courtyard of Srivas Thakur to bid him farewell. The senior devotees gave him their blessings, and the younger devotees begged him for his mercy. Folding his hands, Jiva then spoke, saying, "O devotees, please excuse all my offenses. You are all servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gurus of the entire world. O desire trees of devotion, bestow your mercy upon this insignificant soul. Let my mind always be attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and let the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu be my goal birth after birth. A mere ignorant child, I have given up my home, but you are my friends. You are maintaining my life, for without the mercy of devotees like you, no one can attain Krishna. Therefore, O brothers, give me the dust from your lotus feet." And with this he praised each of the devotees present in the courtyard of Srivas Thakur. He bowed down before them. Then Jiva Goswami went to the house of Jagannath Mishra with the consent of Nityananda Prabhu. At the lotus feet of Sachi Devi, his heart moved by spiritual emotions, he received the order to go to Vrindavan. Bestowing upon him the dust of her lotus feet and all of her blessings, Sachi Devi bade Jiva Goswami farewell on his journey to Vrindavan.
Sachi Devi, is she the mother of Mahaprabhu?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then Jiva Goswami was in Srivas Thakur's courtyard with Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees. And he has the order to go to Vrindavan. Then he went for the blessings of Sachi Devi, who blessed him with all affection, saying, yes, you go to Vrindavan. Weeping and weeping, Jiva Goswami crossed the Ganges, crying the name of, I think I'll stop here and we'll read a little from Prappana Jivanamrtan and continue here tomorrow. When Jiva Goswami does actually leave Nabadwipa Dham. Hari Bol. And then we will begin Book 2, Nabadwip Bhava Taranga. Next book. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Srila Satchit Ananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Excuse me. Hari Bol Jai Shri Prappana Jivanamrtan Ki Jai Srila Om Vishnupad Bhakti Rakak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Now we're reading page 166, verse number 48, in words of nectar from the Supreme Lord on the subject of surrender. Haribo, Shraddhaya eva kevala bhaktyadikara dattritvam na jachede. It is faith that qualifies one for exclusive devotion, not birth or other worldly qualification. And Sri Madhavendra Puri showed that when Mahaprabhu met the Brahmin who was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Now, this Brahmin was not a high-class Brahmin, and many sannyasis wouldn't eat at his house. But Madhavendra Puri ate at his house, and Mahaprabhu also did. Took prasadam at the house of that Brahmin who was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And again and again and again we're showing this. We're seeing this, that these so-called formalities, which may have some kind of place somewhere, they have no place in pure devotion. So it is faith that qualifies one for exclusive devotion, not birth or any other worldly qualification. Katvalena hi bhatvena gopyo gavo nagamraga jenge muttadiyo naga siddhamamiyur agyasaha. O Uddhava, simply by their unalloyed hearts did the cowherd ladies, the cows of Braja, the trees headed by the Jamularjunas, the animals, the snakes headed by the evil Kaliya, and various objects of stultified intelligence headed by the shrubs and creepers of Vrindavan, all attain perfection and swiftly meet me. Herein, sadhana siddha gopis and various other devotees who attain to perfection by pure devotional practice have been referred to. So, those Braja gopis who were almost entering into the eternal pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan, they are joining the pastimes of the Lord in Gokula here, ostensibly in the material world. And that way they become fully ripe in their devotional life. And then other, very pious souls also were there as creepers, as trees, as birds, as even Kaliya serpent, and so many other living souls, very, very highly qualified souls, took birth in so many different kinds of forms in Gokula and became perfect by their love for Krishna. And it didn't matter what kind of form they were in. It was their faith, their exalted position in the faith world that gave them all that exalted divine love of Krishna. Any questions at all? Anything? Haribo Jai Shri Prappana Jivanamrtan ki Jai Srila Bhakti Rakha Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Can I give you this, Prabhu? Because the drum is too loud with this on. Thank you. Hare Rama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hare Rama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Maravaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopa Govinda Ram Shrimad Sudam. Hari Gopinath Madanamoha. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Jai Shri Krishna Guru Gaur Chandra Ju Ki Jai Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai Jai Ram Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Hari Brajak Acharya Jasta Terasa Shri Srimate Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Ram Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Hari Brajak Acharya Asta Terasa Shri Srimate Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Darde Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Madhya Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivas Thakur Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Nabadwipa Parikrama Ki Jai Jai Shri Dvadashi Vrata Ki Jai Shri Swapasha Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Swapasha Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. What does Nath mean?
Nath?
Yeah, Gopa Gopinath. He's the Lord of the Gopas and the Gopis. Haribol. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai, Adi Saka Mat Ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mission Ki Jai, Kol Kartal Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Haribol.
Srimate Sri Leka Devi Dasi Devi
Ki Jai.